Holistic Earth. Thomas Aquinas stands as a towering figure in the landscape of medieval thought, his influence stretching across centuries and disciplines. As a Dominican friar, philosopher, theologian, and jurist, Aquinas's contributions reverberate not only within the realms of theology and philosophy but also in broader intellectual and academic spheres. His life and work exemplify a remarkable synthesis of Christian faith and Aristotelian philosophy, marking him as one of the most significant thinkers of the medieval period. At the heart of Aquinas's philosophical and theological endeavors lies his pursuit of natural theology. He posited God as the ultimate source of both natural reason and divine revelation, bridging the gap between faith and reason. Embracing Aristotelian principles, Aquinas sought to harmonize philosophical inquiry with Christian doctrine, contending that the truths discerned through reason complement and reinforce the truths of faith. This synthesis formed the cornerstone of his philosophical framework, known as Thomism, which continues to shape theological discourse to this day. Aquinas's magnum opus, the Summa Theologica, stands as a testament to his comprehensive theological vision. In this monumental work, he systematically addresses a wide array of theological topics, ranging from the nature of God and creation to the moral principles guiding human conduct. Through meticulous argumentation and scholarly rigor, Aquinas elucidates the complexities of Christian doctrine, providing a foundational text for theologians and philosophers alike. Moreover, Aquinas's influence extends beyond the realm of academic discourse into the practical affairs of the Church. As a doctor of the Church, he is revered for his profound insights into Christian theology and his unwavering commitment to the truth of the faith. His writings continue to inform theological education and doctrinal development within the Catholic tradition, serving as a guiding light for theologians and clergy seeking to deepen their understanding of God's revelation. Thomas Aquinas's early life and education laid the foundational stones upon which his towering intellect and profound theological insights would be built. Born into the aristocratic Aquino family in Roccasecca, Italy, around 1225, Thomas was destined for a life of privilege and prestige. His upbringing was influenced by the rich cultural and intellectual milieu of his time, with his family deeply entrenched in the politics and societal structures of the Kingdom of Sicily. Thomas's early education commenced at Monte Cassino, one of the most renowned centers of learning in Europe at the time. However, his academic journey took a decisive turn when he was enrolled at the Studium Generale in Naples, established by Emperor Frederick II. It was here that Thomas's intellectual horizons expanded exponentially under the tutelage of scholars like Petrus de Ibernia. In Naples, Thomas encountered the works of Aristotle, Averroes, and Maimonides, which would profoundly shape his philosophical and theological outlook. The convergence of Aristotelian philosophy and Christian theology became a defining feature of Thomas's intellectual pursuits. He embraced the teachings of Aristotle, recognizing the value of reason and natural philosophy in understanding the world. Yet, Thomas remained steadfast in his commitment to the Christian faith, seeking to reconcile the insights of philosophy with the principles of Christianity. This endeavor would become a hallmark of his philosophical and theological contributions. The influence of the Dominican order, particularly figures like John of St. Julian, played a pivotal role in Thomas's spiritual formation. Despite familial opposition, Thomas made the fateful decision to join the Dominican order at the age of 19, embarking on a path of intellectual and spiritual devotion that would define the rest of his life. His journey to Paris, Cologne, and eventually back to Naples and Rome was marked by a relentless pursuit of knowledge and a deepening commitment to his vocation as a Dominican friar. Throughout his early life and education, Thomas Aquinas laid the groundwork for his future endeavors as a philosopher, theologian, and jurist. The synthesis of Aristotelian philosophy and Christian theology, which began in his formative years, would culminate in his magnum opus, the Summa Theologica. Thomas's early experiences and education provided the fertile soil from which his profound insights into the nature of God, humanity, and the universe would flourish, leaving an indelible mark on the history of Western thought and the Catholic Church. Thomas Aquinas's journey to join the Dominican order was fraught with conflict, resistance, and eventual triumph, shaping his path toward becoming one of the most influential theologians and philosophers in history. Born into a family of means and nobility in the Kingdom of Sicily around 1225, Thomas was destined for a life of privilege and influence. However, his aspirations diverged from the traditional expectations of his family, particularly his mother, Theodora, who envisioned a career for him within the church as an abbot. From a young age, Thomas exhibited intellectual curiosity and spiritual fervor, which led him to pursue education at prestigious institutions such as the University of Naples. It was during his studies there that he encountered the teachings of Aristotle, Averroes, and Maimonides, which would significantly influence his philosophical and theological perspectives. Additionally, the guidance of Dominican figures like John of St. Julian ignited Thomas's interest in religious life and the pursuit of spiritual truth. At the age of 19, Thomas made the pivotal decision to join the Dominican order, much to the dismay of his family. Despite their attempts to dissuade him, including imprisoning him in their castles and even resorting to hiring a prostitute to tempt him away from his vows of celibacy, Thomas remained steadfast in his determination to follow his calling. His resilience in the face of opposition demonstrated not only his unwavering commitment to his faith but also foreshadowed the strength of character that would define his scholarly pursuits in the years to come. Even after his eventual admission to the Dominican order and his initiation into religious life, Thomas continued to encounter challenges and controversies, particularly during his regencies at the University of Paris. Confronting theological debates and philosophical dissent, he fearlessly defended his beliefs and contributed to the intellectual discourse of his time, earning both admiration and criticism from his peers. Despite facing condemnation and resistance, Thomas's legacy endured, solidifying his reputation as a luminary of medieval thought and a beacon of Catholic theology. His profound insights into the relationship between faith and reason, his synthesis of Aristotelian philosophy with Christian doctrine, and his unwavering commitment to truth continue to inspire scholars and believers alike centuries after his passing. In hindsight, Thomas Aquinas' journey to join the Dominican order serves as a testament to the transformative power of faith, intellect, and resilience in the pursuit of one's vocation. His unwavering dedication to his principles and his profound contributions to theology and philosophy exemplify the enduring impact of a life lived in pursuit of truth and righteousness. Thomas Aquinas' academic career and contributions are integral to understanding his profound impact on theology and philosophy. His journey began with his studies under the renowned scholar Albertus Magnus in Paris and Cologne, marking the foundation of his intellectual development. Albertus Magnus, holding the chair of theology at the College of St. James in Paris, was a pivotal figure in shaping Aquinas' early theological framework. Despite initial perceptions of Aquinas as slow due to his reserved nature, Albertus prophetically recognized his potential, foretelling the magnitude of his future influence. Aquinas' teaching tenure in Paris not only solidified his understanding of theology but also allowed him to contribute significantly to philosophical discourse. His appointment as a regent master in theology marked a turning point in his career, during which he produced numerous works, including his monumental commentary on the sentences of Peter Lombard. Moreover, Aquinas engaged in public debates, defending the mendicant orders against criticism and expounding on various theological and philosophical topics. In his pursuit of knowledge, Aquinas' synthesis of Aristotelian philosophy with Christian doctrine became a defining feature of his scholarship. He recognized the value of Aristotelian thought while upholding the principles of faith, aiming to reconcile reason and revelation. This endeavor culminated in his major works, such as the Summa Theologica and Summa Contra Gentiles, which remain enduring classics in the fields of theology and philosophy. Throughout his academic career, Aquinas' intellectual rigor and dedication to truth were evident. His teachings transcended disciplinary boundaries, encompassing moral and natural philosophy, metaphysics, and theology. Notably, his contributions extended beyond the confines of academia, as seen in his hymns for the liturgy and pastoral activities. Thomas Aquinas' later career and spiritual experiences mark a significant period in his life, characterized by his contributions to theology, mystical encounters, and his influence on Catholic doctrine and spirituality. During his tenure in Naples, Orvieto, and Rome, Thomas continued to deepen his theological insights and engage in scholarly pursuits. His time in Naples saw the completion of his monumental work, the Summa contra Gentiles, which addressed key theological and philosophical issues of the time. Additionally, he authored works such as the Catena Aurea and contributed to liturgical developments, notably the Feast of Corpus Christi. Thomas's theological expertise and dedication to teaching earned him the title of papal theologian, further highlighting his significance within the church hierarchy. Central to Thomas's later career were his mystical experiences and spiritual encounters, which played a profound role in shaping his understanding of God and his theological framework. Accounts of Thomas's mystical encounters, including his levitation and visions, attest to his profound spiritual connection and devotion to God. These experiences, often accompanied by deep prayer and contemplation, provided Thomas with insights into divine truths and affirmed his commitment to his vocation as a theologian and priest. Thomas's influence on Catholic doctrine and theology remained profound throughout his later career. His theological writings, including the Summa Theologica, continued to serve as foundational texts for theological education and discourse within the Catholic Church. Despite facing opposition and controversy, particularly regarding his engagement with Aristotelian philosophy, Thomas remained steadfast in his defense of Christian doctrine and the integration of reason and faith. Thomas Aquinas's enduring legacy extends far beyond his lifetime, manifesting in various facets such as theological thought, educational institutions, and philosophical discourse. Despite initial condemnations and trials, his works have stood the test of time and continue to influence both religious and secular spheres. Aquinas's journey from condemnation to canonization reflects a broader narrative of intellectual evolution within the Catholic Church. His early works faced scrutiny and censure, particularly by figures like Etienne Tempier, who sought to delineate theological boundaries and assert the supremacy of divine power over human reason. However, over time, Aquinas's teachings gained recognition and reverence, culminating in his canonization in 1323, a mere 50 years after his death. This rapid elevation to sainthood underscores the profound impact of his theological insights and intellectual contributions. As a doctor of the Church, Aquinas occupies a revered position within Catholic theology and academia. His designation as the Angelic Doctor and Universal Doctor attests to the breadth and depth of his scholarship, which encompass diverse fields such as philosophy, metaphysics, ethics, and theology. The enduring relevance of his works is evident in their incorporation into the curriculum of seminaries, religious formation programs, and academic institutions worldwide. Aquinas's writings serve as a cornerstone of Catholic education, providing a framework for understanding complex theological concepts and grappling with existential questions. Moreover, Aquinas's synthesis of Aristotelian philosophy with Christian doctrine has had a profound influence on subsequent theological thought and philosophical discourse. His emphasis on the compatibility between faith and reason laid the groundwork for a nuanced understanding of the relationship between theology and philosophy. By championing the use of natural reason to elucidate divine truths, Aquinas paved the way for a more dialectical approach to theological inquiry, bridging the gap between faith and intellect. Despite his canonical status and widespread acclaim, Aquinas's legacy continues to be subject to scrutiny and debate. Modern scholars and theologians engage with his works critically, reassessing his philosophical premises and theological formulations in light of contemporary challenges and perspectives. While some commend his efforts to reconcile faith with reason, others critique aspects of his thought, particularly concerning issues of authority, metaphysics, and ethics. Aquinas's enduring relevance lies not only in his status as a theological luminary but also in the ongoing dialogue and engagement his works inspire among scholars and seekers of truth. Thomas Aquinas stands as an enduring figure in the history of philosophy and theology, leaving behind a legacy that continues to influence both realms profoundly. His contributions span a wide array of philosophical and theological concepts, shaping intellectual discourse for centuries to come. At the heart of Aquinas's philosophical and theological contributions lies his adherence to Thomistic philosophy and natural theology. Rooted in the belief that God is the source of both natural reason and faith, Aquinas sought to bridge the gap between philosophy and theology. Drawing heavily from the works of Aristotle, Aquinas endeavored to synthesize Aristotelian philosophy with Christian principles, offering a comprehensive worldview that harmonized reason and faith. Central to Aquinas's thought is the integration of faith and reason, a concept that remains pertinent in contemporary discussions on the relationship between religion and science. His assertion that faith and reason are complementary facets of truth underscores the compatibility between religious belief and rational inquiry, fostering a dialogue between theology and the natural sciences. Aquinas's elucidation of natural law, virtue ethics, and divine revelation further solidifies his place as a pivotal figure in philosophical and theological discourse. His exploration of natural law as inherent moral principles accessible to human reason laid the groundwork for ethical inquiry grounded in the natural order. Moreover, Aquinas's emphasis on virtue ethics emphasized the cultivation of moral character and excellence, providing a framework for ethical decision-making rooted in human flourishing. Additionally, Aquinas's engagement with divine revelation elucidated the relationship between God and humanity, offering insights into the nature of God's communication with humanity and the implications for theological understanding. Through his theological writings, Aquinas delved into the mysteries of faith while grounding theological doctrine in rational inquiry, thus enriching theological discourse with philosophical rigor. The profound impact of Aquinas's philosophical and theological contributions reverberates through subsequent thinkers and theologians who have drawn inspiration from his work. His synthesis of philosophy and theology continues to inform contemporary philosophical and theological inquiry, shaping ongoing dialogues on matters of faith, reason, ethics, and metaphysics. As such, Aquinas's intellectual legacy endures as a beacon of intellectual inquiry and theological insight, guiding generations of scholars in the pursuit of truth and wisdom. Thomas Aquinas, often referred to as the angelic doctor and the universal doctor, left an indelible mark on both philosophy and theology, shaping the course of intellectual discourse for centuries to come. His enduring legacy is multifaceted, encompassing his profound contributions to natural theology, his synthesis of Aristotelian philosophy with Christian principles, and his extensive body of written work, including the monumental Summa Theologica. Aquinas's significance reverberates not only within the historical context of medieval philosophy but also resonates deeply in contemporary discussions on matters of faith, reason, and the relationship between philosophy and theology. Central to Aquinas's legacy is his advocacy for natural theology, which posits that the existence of God can be discerned through human reason and observation of the natural world. This perspective, rooted in the belief that God is the ultimate source of both natural reason and faith, continues to inform discussions on the compatibility of science and religion, as well as debates on the existence and nature of God in contemporary philosophy and theology. Moreover, Aquinas's synthesis of Aristotelian philosophy with Christian doctrine represents a hallmark of his intellectual achievement. By engaging with the philosophical insights of Aristotle while remaining faithful to Christian theology, Aquinas sought to demonstrate the harmony between faith and reason, thereby enriching both domains of inquiry. In today's pluralistic intellectual landscape, characterized by diverse philosophical and religious perspectives, Aquinas's integrative approach serves as a model for fostering dialogue and understanding across disciplinary boundaries. Furthermore, Aquinas's extensive corpus of writings, including his magnum opus, the Summa Theologica, continues to be studied and revered by scholars, theologians, and philosophers alike. His rigorous method of inquiry, dialectical reasoning, and systematic exposition of theological and philosophical principles set a standard for intellectual inquiry that endures to this day. In an age marked by rapid advancements in knowledge and technology, Aquinas's commitment to intellectual rigor and clarity of thought remains a beacon for those grappling with complex questions of existence, morality, and the human condition.